Hey everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. You may have seen this video flash live a couple of times. I've been having some issues with my mic currently going live. So until I replace that, I'm just going to do this in video form. So I wanted to give you guys this information. I believe it's going to be very helpful, especially if you are a person that is in business and you have trouble credit and you're looking for funding. This information is surely going to help you. The title is How to Really Increase Your Credit Score up to 100 points within 40 days to be approved for the EIDL loan or the reconsideration. Also, I have some updates on the $10,000 grant. So if you're new to my channel, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel if you appreciate this information and if it is helpful to you. Also, I have a upcoming Increase Your Credit Challenge starting August the 1st, which will be Saturday. It'll be right here on this YouTube channel. I also have a Facebook group that we started back in January. A quick guide on how to boost your credit. And the challenge, when I started it then, many people that started, the majority of people have seen significant increases in their credit score. So I have one gentleman started at a 650, 649. He's at an 800 credit score, and he was able to also get his wife's score simultaneously at an 800 credit score. I personally did some letters, some work for him back in April, and he was able to just turn that around very quickly, and he hired me on for my personal services, and he is elated, one of the biggest contributors to the group, and he is very helpful in itself. He took the knowledge and he expounded on it. So we also had a lady. She started when we started it January 1st, and I believe she was in the mid 600, 650, and right now she's at a 730. She's been at a 730 for quite some time. Around March, she reached 730. So there's a number of people that have increased their credit score. One young lady, she started 3 months ago, joined the group, took the information, and she's up 100 points in her credit score. So if you want to join, feel free to subscribe. We'll be starting August 1st, but from that point, we'll be going live and rolling out the information every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This Saturday, it'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you want to get that information for the kickoff. So this video is going to be about how to increase your credit score if you're going for the reconsideration. And you can increase your credit score possibly for up to 100 points within days. So one of the great benefits of the CARES Act is that they gave funding, Congress and the Senate, for the small business of the SBA, Small Business Administration, to give out loans to all type of businesses, to very small businesses, gig workers, Uber drivers, if you did DoorDash, Instacart, anything connected with a 1099, you qualify for this this loan, and they had a grant attached to it. If you were a sole proprietor, I'm also a landlord, you were able to get this loan, this grant, just using your Schedule C for the loan part to produce that information. But for the grant, it was a very short application, no more than 3 or 4 pages worth of information, and it went very quickly. So this is a great opportunity for those who have a business that's looking for funding, especially if you have bad credit, because a lot of business owners believe that they can get net 30s and they're going to automatically be funded. And that is just not happening. You're going to have to personally guarantee something. They're going to want someone to pull their credit to back up these credit lines, especially when you're dealing with banks or, those kind of lenders. They have a high standard. So now with the EIDL loan, the interest rates that they are giving out attached to these loans are immaculate. I got approved for a loan for 3.75%. The terms is you don't have to start paying for that loan for 12 months. And after that 12 months, you get 25 years to pay off that loan at 3.5%. Also, with the PPP loan that was not based off of credit, you could get a loan that will be forgivable, and it's a 1% interest rate. So even with the EIDL loan, the terms is a credit score of 580, which is very low. In the safe zone, being in the over 600, you could be approved. So if you were a person who credit score wasn't strong enough for you to actually get that loan, and you need that loan to operate your business, because the loan was designed for you to keep your doors open, to keep your business going, even if you have a home-based business, to help you have working capital. So what qualify is for rent payments, utility payments, fixed payments, even healthcare payments. You're able to use that money to allocate to make sure you can stay in business. So the update with the $10,000 grant, Congress have put on the floor a bill, and it is the S.4227 bill. Make sure in this video you go to the link where it's at the SBA Senate. They're asking for feedback. They're asking for surveys. Make sure you fill that out and ask the senators, let them know you want that bill passed. Because if you have already got the advance and your credit score wasn't strong enough to get the loan, what they have on the table to retroactively pay you, if you only got that $1,000, the $9,000. Even for those who didn't put in for the loan or applied on time, go ahead and apply, because they can change the terms of that and then add additional funds for that grant. So under the CARES Act, we were all supposed to get the $10,000 grant. So this is a great opportunity for those that need funding for their business, who definitely have less than perfect credit scores, to really get their hands on some capital for their business. So you need to take advantage. So let's get into the information. If you were denied because of your credit, or if you know you have a lower credit score than what I just mentioned and you have not applied for the loan, these are some steps you need to consider to try to increase your credit score up to 100 points. Now, keep in mind, the lower your credit score, the more of a recipient you are going to be for these techniques that I'm giving you. You're going to see your score, the lower, the higher the boost in your credit score. So one of the tips that you need to keep in mind, most people think the only way that you can increase your credit score is by removing negative items. That is so far from the truth. If that was the case, if you were 18 years old and you don't have any credit, the last thing you need to do is remove something off your credit. After all, you have nothing on your credit, and your credit score would be just as low, if not lower, than someone who even defaulted on certain items. So that is a misconception. Payment history do make up the biggest chunk of your credit score, which is 35%. But what people neglect, that 30% of your credit score is utilization. Utilization is debt to available credit. So one of the ways that I see people tank their credit score every day that consult with me is they have bad credit already and they have small credit cards, so they can't get larger lines of credit. So if you have a $300 credit card and you're spending on your credit every month, leaving a balance beyond $90, you are tanking your credit score, because your utilization with a card like that alone is beyond the 30%. So you need to pay that card down in a timing of what I'm going to give you direction. What you need to do is call your credit card company, find out when the statement date is, and most importantly, find out when that credit card company report to the credit bureaus. Experian updates often, so it updates every week. But when it comes to Equifax and TransUnion, they only update once a month. So you want to make sure you beat that window of time when your credit card company is going to report to the bureaus. If you pay that card even 2 or 4 days to be safe, you can just literally see your credit score increase overnight as soon as that report. You do have people that's on the other hand that has larger lines of credit cards. And if you're a business owner, you're looking for capital, and you have used your credit card, and you might have a $10,000 credit card and you got $9,000 on that $10,000 credit card, and you're saying, Sherry, I just don't have $7,000. What you can do is quickly have a spouse, a parent, someone with good credit to add you on their card as an authorized user, especially if they have a larger line. By adding you on as an authorized user, that can then balance out the debt, because when it comes down to utilization, your credit score is calculated with all your lines of credit cards. It's an overall score of your utilization. So if you have a parent that have a large line and you know that your parent has excellent payment history, so that's the caveat. They have to have payment history with no late payments, because if you're adding on to that card, you're going to piggyback off their payment history. And if that person payment history is negative on that card, you're going to get that. But in the same token, that person also on that card utilization needs to be lower than 20 or at 29% to be safe. So you need to make sure that those two factors are in place before they add you on. Another point, if that credit card company do not ask for your social security number, that could be a red flag that they're not going to report that authorized user account. Not every company will report you as that authorized user. Another caveat is American Express. If you're added on as an authorized user on someone's account, they cause a hard pull on that person's credit score. So keep that in mind. If they say they have an American Express, you might not want to do that to that person to cause a hard pull. And with American Express, you would not adapt their prior payment history. You will only adapt their payment history going forward from the date you were added on. Also, another area I see a lot of people that can really taint their credit is hard inquiries. Some people are desperate. They're being denied, so they keep going to lenders. And I had a gentleman that had almost like 14 hard inquiries on his credit report, and that was costing him like 42 points. And he was able to remove that virtually overnight, those hard inquiries. Now, himself, he had very good credit. You know, he was a 730 credit score, but one of his issues is these inquiries was on his credit report. So you can lose a lot of points from inquiries. Inquiries cost you 3 to 7 points every pull. Generally, all you should have is no more than 3 inquiries in 1 year. So in 2 years, you should only have 6. I don't care how good your credit is. If you have a lot of inquiries, you will be denied because you have too many inquiries. Maybe not for this SBA loan, but if you're going to a commercial bank or a lender, they will deny you if it looks like you're desperately looking for credit. That's a red flag that you need money, and they don't like to give money when someone is desperate and need it, unfortunately. If you're a person with a lot of hard inquiries, I give a free hard inquiry removal letter. Feel free to go to my website on the home page, and also on the pricing page for the packages, you can get those letters. Also, I have a teachable course, how to increase your credit within 45 days. You can do it by 50 points. That is a easy goal to accomplish with certain techniques that you can apply if these things would not work for you. Also, I have a course on how to remove collections. Believe it or not, collections is one of the easiest items to remove off your credit report, but they are the most notorious items. 1 in every 3 Americans have a collection. This can come from a medical bill and all sorts of things. Medical bills, consumer debts. I do have debt validation letters, a collection, deluxe collection package so you can remove your collections. I also have a course so you can remove your collections. You can have a high credit score, a 722, and you may have a collection. You're going to be denied for financing having that collection on your credit report. So if you're a business owner looking for financing, you have to critique these things, especially if you're trying to go to a bank. They are really clamping down on certain items. And so if you need help, I also do credit analyzation. Like I said, that gentleman, he needed to really find out what was going on with his credit. He had a 730 credit score, decent credit score, but those inquiries was a nuisance to him, and he needed those inquiries to really be dealt with. So keep in mind, if you need the information, feel free to take my my links below. Also, keep in mind, if you need prior information, I have videos that I have rolled out on information prior to this, free information, free videos. If you like the content, feel free to like and subscribe to the channel, and I hope this is informational to you. Be blessed.